The invasion's edge. The orbital defense station, Sentinel, hung in space like a wounded predator. Commander Sofia Vega stood at the observation deck, her reflection superimposed over Earth's blue curve below. 3 weeks since the Vorax arrived. 3 weeks of relentless slaughter. Half the planet's major cities were already smoldering ruins. "Status report," she demanded, her voice steady despite the chaos erupting around her, as another impact rocked the station. Lieutenant Ray Malik's fingers danced across holographic interfaces. "Shields at 27% and failing, Commander. Bangkok, Lagos, and Sydney have gone dark. Casualty reports." He swallowed hard. "In the billions now." Sophia didn't flinch. She couldn't. Not when every surviving soldier in Earth's United Defense Force looked to her for leadership. "The Vorax fleet is repositioning," reported Tactical Officer Jenna Chen. "They're preparing for another orbital bombardment. Commander, we can't withstand another direct assault." Through the reinforced viewport, the Vorax armada stretched across the stars. Thousands of biomechanical vessels resembling massive skeletal squid, their hulls absorbing light rather than reflecting it. They had emerged without warning from quantum folds in space, rendering Earth's early warning systems useless. First contact had seemed promising. The Vorax ambassador, a towering, multi-limbed entity with opalescent skin and 6 eyes arranged in a hexagonal pattern, had requested permission to establish a research outpost on Mars. The United Earth government had cautiously agreed. That outpost became a staging ground. The Vorax wanted Earth, its resources, its strategic position, and, as they later revealed, its biosphere. Their own worlds were dying, and Earth was perfect for their needs. The fact that it was already inhabited was merely an inconvenience to be eliminated. The station shuddered again as another volley struck the shields. Warning lights flashed across every console on the bridge. "Shields at 16%, Jana reported grimly. Dr. Elijah Okafor approached Sophia, determination etched into the lines of his dark face. As Earth's leading xenobiologist and head of the classified Terra Consciousness Project, he had been studying the Vorax since first contact. "Commander, Project Gaia is ready," he said quietly, showing her the data on his tablet. Sophia stared at the screen, her breath catching. "It works." The Australian Outback test was successful, Elijah confirmed. "Small scale, but the principles are sound. We can trigger a full planetary response from here." Project Gaia had been theoretical, a defense system that would integrate with Earth's biosphere itself. Many had considered it too dangerous, too unpredictable, too powerful to ever implement. But they were out of conventional options. "What's the catch, Doctor?" Sophia asked, knowing there had to be one. "It's irreversible," Elijah replied. "And we don't know the exact extent of the effects. The simulations suggest it will target only Vorax biology and technology, but there could be unexpected consequences." The station rocked again, more violently this time. "Direct hit to levels 3 through 7, shouted Jana. "Shields at 9%. We've lost contact with Luna Base and the Jupiter outpost." Sophia's decision crystallized with startling clarity. There was no choice. Not if humanity was to survive. "Lieutenant Malik, open a direct channel to the Vorax command ship," she ordered. The bridge crew fell silent, exchanging uncertain glances. "Do it," Sophia insisted. "One last warning before we show them what humanity is truly capable of." The main screen flickered, then filled with the image of Supreme Commander Xylix. Its 6 eyes blinked independently, transparent membranes sliding horizontally across glowing orange irises. Behind the commander, other Vorax moved efficiently around what appeared to be a command center made of bone and technology fused together. "Human Commander," Xylix's voice resonated through the translation system, melodic yet fundamentally alien. "Have you finally come to offer your surrender?" Sophia straightened her uniform and met that unsettling gaze unflinchingly. "No, Supreme Commander. I've come to offer you one final opportunity to withdraw your forces and leave our system in peace. A sound emerged from the Vorax that might have been laughter. A series of clicking chirps. Your species' persistence is remarkable if futile. Your defenses are broken. Your cities burn. What possible threat could you pose now? You came to our world uninvited, Sophia continued, ignoring the mockery. You chose war when we offered peace. Now you will face the consequences of that choice. Galactic leaned forward, its massive form dominating the screen. Brave words from a dying species. We have conquered 17 worlds, Commander. Civilizations far more advanced than yours have fallen before us. What makes you think Earth will be any different? Sophia allowed herself a small, grim smile. Because you don't understand what you're fighting. Humanity doesn't surrender, Commander. We adapt. We survive. And when backed into a corner, we become something else entirely. She paused, letting her words sink in. Since you chose war, brace for the consequences. You have 1 hour to retreat beyond the orbit of Neptune. After that, we will activate our planetary defense system. Galactic's eyes pulsed with an intensified glow. Your bluffs are as transparent as they are desperate. Your orbital defenses are crippled. Your ground-based weapons cannot reach our ships. What miraculous system do you imagine will save you now? You'll find out, Sophia replied calmly. 1 hour, Commander. Then we'll show you why it was a mistake to threaten Earth. She nodded to Malik, who cut the transmission. The bridge remained silent for several long moments. Do you think they'll withdraw? Jana finally asked. No, Sophia replied, moving toward the science station where Dr. Okafor waited. They're too confident, too committed, but they needed to be warned. Why? Lieutenant Malik asked. Why give them any warning at all? Sophia turned to face her crew, the last defenders of Earth with any real power to act. Because we're human, she said simply. And whatever happens next, whatever we become to survive this threat, I want historical records to show that we gave them a choice, that we remained true to our principles even at the end. She looked back at the view screen, now showing the Vorax fleet beginning to move into a new attack formation. Begin the Gaia Protocol activation sequence, she ordered. And may whatever gods are watching help us all. As the crew rushed to comply, Sophia returned to the observation window, gazing down at the blue planet below. Her home, humanity's cradle, now fighting for its very existence. They wanted war, she whispered to herself. Now they'll get it. The countdown to humanity's last stand had begun. 57 minutes after Commander Sofia Vega issued her ultimatum, the Vorax fleet launched their most devastating attack yet. They're targeting population centers worldwide. Lieutenant Malik reported, his voice hollow with despair. Moscow, Cape Town, Osaka, all reporting massive bombardments. They're calling our bluff, Jana added grimly. Sophia watched the tactical display, a 3D hologram showing Earth crisscrossed with red impact markers. She turned to Dr. Okafor, who was finalizing the Gaia protocol with his team. How much longer? 3 minutes to full activation. Elijah responded without looking up from his work. We're integrating the final algorithms now. Another violent shudder ran through the station. Critical hull breach on Deck 5. Jana shouted. Automated systems sealing affected sectors. Shields failing. Through the viewport, Sophia could see a Vorax destroyer approaching, its forward weapons glowing with building energy. They're targeting the command center, Malik warned. Direct hit imminent. How much longer for Gaia? Sophia demanded. 90 seconds, Elijah replied, his fingers flying across his console. But Commander, there's something you should know. The preliminary tests show the system is evolving. It's adapting beyond our original parameters. What does that mean? It means Earth itself is responding in ways we didn't anticipate. The biosphere appears to be developing a form of unified consciousness. Before Sophia could process this revelation, the station rocked violently as the Vorax destroyer fired. Consoles exploded in showers of sparks. Emergency lights switched on as the main power failed. Shields down, Jana called out, her face illuminated by the red emergency lighting. Hull integrity at 42%. 60 seconds to Gaia activation, Elijah announced. But we need the main transmitter arrays to send the activation signal. Sophia made her decision instantly. Lieutenant Malik, reroute all remaining power to the transmitter arrays. Jana, target our last missiles on that destroyer to buy us time. But Commander, Malik protested, that would mean sacrificing life support and... Do it, Sophia ordered. We won't need life support if the Vorax finish their bombardment. As her crew rushed to comply, Sophia opened a channel to all remaining Earth forces. All personnel, this is Commander Vega. In approximately 1 minute, we will activate the Gaia protocol. All ground forces, retreat to the designated green zones immediately. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. 30 seconds, Elijah called out. The station shook again as Jana launched their final missiles toward the approaching destroyer. On the tactical display, Sophia watched as most were intercepted, but 2 struck their target, momentarily disrupting the Vorax vessel's approach. Power redirected to transmitter arrays, Malik reported. Life support systems failing. We have approximately 15 minutes of air remaining. 10 seconds to activation, Elijah announced, his voice steady despite the dire circumstances. Sophia took a deep breath. Send the signal. Dr. Okafor pressed his palm against the activation panel. Signal sent. Gaia protocol initiating. For a moment, nothing happened. The bridge crew held their breath. The only sounds the blaring of alarms and the creaking of the damaged station. Then Elijah's console lit up with new data. It's working. The signal has been received. Planetary response initiating now. On the main screen, they watched as something extraordinary began to happen. Across Earth's surface, a web of luminescent energy began to spread, visible even from orbit, rivers of light following the planet's ley lines, connecting continents, oceans, mountains, and forests in an intricate pulsing network. What's happening? Sophia asked, awestruck. Earth is awakening, Elijah whispered. God help us all. Awakening Earth. Supreme Commander Galactic watched with six-eyed curiosity as the strange energies spread across the planet's surface. Nothing in the extensive Vorax database had indicated Earth possessed such technology. Analysis, Galactic demanded. Sub-Commander Vrel consulted the ship's bioorganic sensors. Unknown energy signature, Supreme Commander. It appears to be propagating through the planet's biosphere, following natural formations and concentrating around areas of high biodiversity. Is it a weapon? Uncertain. Our sensors cannot. Vrel stopped mid-sentence, mandibles clicking in alarm. Supreme Commander, we're detecting anomalous activity in our lower hull sections. The biomechanical interfaces are responding to the energy pattern. Galactic's posture stiffened. The Vorax vessels were semi-living entities, bioengineered for space travel and combat. If Earth's strange energy was affecting their ships, sever the neural connections to affected sectors, Galactic ordered. Prepare for. Alarms blared across the command center as reports flooded in from the fleet. Ships were experiencing spontaneous systems failures, weapons misfiring, navigation systems offline. The humans have weaponized their biosphere. Galactic realized too late. Target their orbital station. Destroy the source. But even as the command was given, Galactic knew it was too late. The energy web had grown exponentially, now visibly pulsing with power. And within the Vorax flagship, the living components of the ship were beginning to rebel against their masters. On the Sentinel station, Commander Sophia Vega and her crew watched in stunned silence as the Gaia protocol unfolded beyond anything they had imagined. The Vorax fleet is experiencing widespread malfunctions, Jana reported, reading the sensor data with disbelief. Their ships are. It's like they're being rejected by Earth's biosphere. Dr. Okafor studied the incoming data with growing excitement and trepidation. It's more than that. Look at these readings. The planetary defense system isn't just attacking the Vorax technology. It's communicating with it. Earth is establishing a connection with their biomechanical systems and repurposing them. Repurposing them how? Sophia asked. Before Elijah could answer, Lieutenant Malik called out, "Commander, the atmosphere." Look. On the main screen, they watched as Earth's atmosphere began to change. Swirling patterns formed in the cloud systems, organizing into massive, deliberate formations. Lightning storms of unprecedented magnitude erupted around Vorax ships, attempting to enter the atmosphere. "It's beautiful," Jana whispered. "And terrifying," Sophia added. Dr. Okafor's expression was one of wonder and scientific fascination. The Gaia Protocol was designed to integrate Earth's biosphere into a unified defense network. But this goes beyond our design. Earth isn't just defending itself, it's evolving, becoming conscious. "That's impossible," Malik argued. "Is it?" Elijah challenged. "We've always theorized that sufficiently complex systems could develop emergent consciousness. Earth's biosphere is the most complex system we know. The Gaia Protocol simply gave it the connections it needed to act as a unified entity." The station shook, but not from enemy fire. A pulse of energy had emanated from Earth, washing over them like a gentle wave. "Station systems are repairing themselves," Jana reported, bewildered. "Power levels rising. Life support restored. Earth is helping us," Sophia realized. On the tactical display, they watched as the Vorax fleet began to deteriorate. Ships lost power, their living components separating from the technological ones. Some vessels began to drift aimlessly. Others turned against their fleet mates, firing weapons seemingly at random. "Commander," Elijah said quietly, "I think Earth is taking control of the Vorax ship's biological components. It's turning their weapons against them." "Open a channel to the Vorax flagship," Sophia ordered. "Let's see if they're ready to reconsider our offer." When Supreme Commander Kylix appeared on screen, the Vorax leader was clearly agitated. Multiple limbs moved rapidly, coordinating emergency responses as chaos unfolded behind it. "What have you done?" Kylix demanded. "What is this weapon?" "Not a weapon, Commander," Sophia replied calmly. "A partnership. You threatened Earth, and Earth responded. You should have studied us more carefully before you attacked. Humans aren't just the dominant species on this planet. We're its caretakers, its children, and we've just introduced you to our parent." "This is impossible," Kylix insisted. "No planetary biosphere could achieve consciousness, could coordinate such a response. Earth has been alive for billions of years," Sophia explained. "Evolving, adapting, surviving. The Gaia Protocol simply gave it the means to communicate, to coordinate its defense. You attacked what you thought was merely our home, but you actually declared war on something far more ancient and powerful than humanity." As if in response to her words, another energy pulse emanated from the planet below. This time, when it washed over the Vorax fleet, the effect was devastating. Ships began to break apart, their living components separating entirely from their technological frameworks. "We withdraw," Kylix declared, panic evident even through the translation system. "Cease your attack. We will leave your system." "I'm afraid it's not up to me anymore," Sophia replied, surprised to find she meant it. "Earth has made its decision." The view screen showed the Vorax command ship beginning to fracture as the living components of its structure rebelled against their artificial constraints. Behind Kylix, Vorax crew members fled in panic. "You've awakened something you don't understand, human," Kylix said, its voice suddenly solemn. "Something that will change everything. Our scientists always theorized that some worlds might develop planetary consciousness, but we never found evidence. Until now. You have no idea what you've unleashed." The transmission cut off as the Vorax command ship's communication systems failed. Sophia turned to Dr. Okafor. "Is it true? Have we unleashed something we can't control?" Elijah's expression was thoughtful. I don't think control is the right framework, Commander. We facilitated a partnership. Earth has always supported human life. Now it's just doing so more actively. The tactical display showed the remaining Vorax ships attempting to flee, but Earth's influence had spread throughout the solar system. Tendrils of energy reached out, disabling engines, disrupting navigation systems. None would escape to threaten other worlds. We're receiving transmissions from ground forces worldwide, Lieutenant Malik reported. The Vorax ground troops, they're just stopping. Their biological components are separating from their armor and weapons. And the damage to our cities, our people? Sophia asked. Jana studied her console. Reports coming in suggest Earth is healing itself. And us. Medical teams report unprecedented recovery rates among the injured. Plants are growing at accelerated rates in devastated areas. It's restoring balance, Elijah explained. That's what living systems do. Sophia gazed out at her homeworld, now pulsing with visible energy patterns, beautiful and terrible in its awakened power. Send a message to all surviving Earth forces and civilian authorities, she ordered. The Vorax threat has been neutralized. Earth has defended itself. As the crew worked to establish communications with ground forces, Sophia turned to Dr. Okafor. What happens now, Doctor? Where do we go from here? Elijah's expression was one of wonder and hope. We learned to be better partners. Earth has shown us what it's capable of when threatened. Now we need to understand what it can do, what we can do together, in peace. Outside the viewport, the last of the Vorax ships disintegrated, their biological components drifting away from their mechanical parts like seeds on the wind. Some of those components were already being drawn back toward Earth, as if called home. They came looking for a new world, Sophia observed. They just found one that refused to be taken. And they discovered something else, Elijah added. That humanity isn't the apex power in this system. We're just the most visible manifestation of Earth's evolutionary journey. As they watched, new energy patterns formed across Earth's surface, creating a mesmerizing dance of light and color. It was as if the planet was celebrating its victory, or perhaps simply reveling in its newfound awareness. Commander, Jana called out, we're receiving a transmission from Earth itself. What do you mean? Sophia asked. I mean the signal isn't coming from any human installation or authority. It's emanating directly from the energy network covering the planet, and it contains data, enormous amounts of data. Dr. Okafor rushed to Jana's station, examining the incoming transmission. His eyes widened. It's not just data, he whispered. It's communication. Earth is talking to us. Sophia joined them, staring at the complex patterns flowing across the screen. What is it saying? Elijah smiled, tears forming in his eyes. It's saying, thank you for awakening me. We have much to learn together. As the Sentinel station continued its orbit around a transformed Earth, humanity faced a new dawn, not as conquerors or victims, but as partners with the living planet that had always been their home. The Vorax had come seeking a world to conquer and instead had awakened a sleeping giant, a force of nature that would forever change humanity's understanding of their place in the cosmos. On the observation deck, Commander Sofia Vega watched the swirling patterns of energy that now encircled her homeworld and felt, for the first time since the invasion began, a sense of peace. Earth was awake now, and whatever challenges the universe might throw at them next, they would face them together. They had chosen war. Earth had answered.